Welcome to this video on my goals for the rest of the year. So we are halfway through now. It's actually July the 3rd when I'm filming this, so more than halfway now, and I can't believe it's gone so fast because obviously last year I was working towards my wedding and I got married in Feb, so very early on, and yeah, the rest of the time it's gone really quickly. Like, I've been married for literally 5 months. Like, how insane. I feel like we've done so much, and actually Bill said the other day that he feels like it's already been a year of marriage because of how much we have had to do as a couple already. But I digress. I am basically going to be talking today about how I just envision myself to be by the end of the year, like what I want to achieve for myself personally, and basically just what I want to improve about myself too, and just my life in general. So buckle up. It's a very cold winter, so this isn't the best lighting. I am actually filming this at night because I finally finished my work and admin. So my daily routine is essentially try to finish all of my 9 to 5 work that I have and can do on that day. And then secondly, finish all of my personal to-do list, which does have a lot. I think I have a lot more than the average person because part of it is like focused on health. The other parts are focused on just generic admin, like checking my emails or sorting through any screenshots I have. And yeah, I'm a little bit extra about it, and it does cause me a little bit of stress because it means that I aim a little too high sometimes with productivity. Like, I can slow down if I want to. I don't have to finish all of my personal list if I don't want to, but I often just feel a lot better about my life if I do, which I am trying to let go of because obviously that link can get really unhealthy. Let's get started with my list of what I want to do in the next half a year. So basically, number one, I want to buy a house. As you guys have seen, I have been releasing vlogs very slowly of our little house hunt. It's been really stressful and it's been frustrating. Felt a little helpless at times. Like, it's just very hard to find a house in Sydney, especially when you are as young as us. And so I know that we're in a great position that we are even able to afford something and not be going out and renting. And at the same time that we are allowed to stay with my family and not have to worry about paying bills. So I know that obviously I am still in an extremely privileged position. However, it doesn't mean that the housing crisis doesn't exist and isn't annoying for a lot of people. And so yeah, it's been really, really hard. At the moment, I would love if we could be moved into a house by November. That is like my current kind of like the vision I have for myself. So like the next 4 months, because there is a settlement period, which is basically the time between you buying the house, the owners moving out and you moving in. So there is that actual time period where it's not like you buy the house and the next day you're like, hey, I'm here, here's all my boxes. Like, you can't do that. My second is a whole category, which I will go into more, which is to do with my health. I really want to work on my health this year because I have never really cared much in the past unless something really drastic and abnormal has come up, like you guys have seen in my videos when I had amenorrhea. Have never really truly cared about upkeeping my health. I never really cared too much about fitness, and I have to say, since a young age, I've had this sort of toxic mindset of like, I'm skinny, so why do I need to work out? Like, obviously exercise is not just for overweight people. Used that as my reason to be lazy when it came to exercise. I don't know why, it's just something that's always been in my mind. So recently, I would say in April, so a few months back, I basically just started to get a very fitness focused Instagram algorithm. And I don't know about you guys, but my algorithm, both for YouTube and Insta, kind of chops and changes with every week. So it just happened that there was like a 3-day window where everything was about health on my Instagram feed. And it was no one I followed. It was like those suggested posts. And I was like, I've never thought about these facts before. And don't get me wrong, obviously things online are not always true. So I obviously know to take things with a grain of salt, but what they were saying was definitely helpful. Like, for example, how you treat your body right now in your 20s is going to impact how your body is in your 50s, and that's just the truth. And so I never really thought about it like that before. I was like, wow, I'm literally hitting 25 this year. Like, if I live till 80, I literally have 55 years of my life left on this earth. And like, what if my health is bad because I didn't take care of myself right now? And so I actually genuinely started to think about it. I've also actually been gearing my mind up for this since last year, because a year ago was actually when I started to exercise with friends, and we had this weekly group going that was eventually fortnightly, and now unfortunately doesn't really meet anymore. But I definitely gained a lot of confidence with just moving my body in that group, because when I was younger and just for all of my life, I've been very unco, and I've also been known to be unco and unfit. And so for me, it's always been a little point of embarrassment, like a pain point of like, oh, like I can't catch a ball. Oh, I'll let everyone down in a team sport. And I just basically told myself that I would never be good at just movement, and like, you know, told myself I'd be healthy in other ways. But the truth is that I am not that healthy in other ways anyway, which I'll get into. Now I'll get into the specifics of what I want to actually work on for my body. There is actually one that is my main concern at the moment that I personally don't want to share publicly right now. I might in the future, whether it's in a year or 10, I don't know when I will share this one, but I do want to work on it, and it is something that I'm really hoping by next year we'll all be sorted. So I'm trying to work on that one in the background. Then my next one is my nervous system. So obviously this is also psychological, because I really truly believe that your brain and your emotion really links so much to your physical health. So I've been trying to really stop my anxiety. I know that I've told you guys in the past that I have a very anxious personality, and I've kind of been like that since like a baby, apparently, according to my mum. And so I kind of just thought to myself this year, no more excuses, no more, oh, but I'm type A, I just use my nervousness for being type A. Like, no more of that. I don't need to label myself as a type A person. Like, it's just something that I can disconnect myself from if I want, but obviously it will take a while because I'm kind of known as the organized, on top of things person. But it's like, I don't always have to have that same image for the rest of my life going forward. So I really want to be able to stay calm in situations. I want to be able to regulate how I'm feeling and recognize my emotions before I lash out at something or get really anxious about something, and basically just tell myself it's going to be okay. And there have literally been moments in the past month where I've literally taken a deep breath and said to myself, everything will turn out fine. And it's actually helped. Like, it literally does slow down my heartbeat to just be like, hey, positive vibes. So I've been really trying recently, and hopefully that continues to improve. My next one is my acne. Hello, I didn't get to finish yesterday because I actually headed off to the gym. So as I was saying, my acne, which you can see more clearly in this light, has been very frustrating and has been the worst that it has been in my life. I've actually only had acne one other time in my life, when I had a really stressful job a few years ago, and I did speak a little bit about that online. And that was also my first full-time job, so I'm sure it was a bunch of elements culminated together. But this time, it's just because I have not had ample rest and I've been really stressed. I've also been trying to just in general cut down sugar, see if it helps, and also just basically take better care of my body and what it's trying to tell me. Frustrating. But I have booked in an esthetician for the first time. I'll see what the results are like with her, but I'm going to see her in a month's time. It's not coming up very soon. So obviously I'm going to have to live with my current state of acne. And I would say that last week was the worst out of the whole few months that I've had it. So it was pretty inflamed. Like, all the dots you see on my face right now were extremely red last week. And so this week is slightly better, but not by that much. I can definitely tell that, for example, when I look at a colleague, they're a little bit like taken aback because it's just all over my face. And I am also the youngest person at my company. So it's also like, wow, they probably think they're looking at a teenager or something, because obviously no one else has acne. So it's been really frustrating because you would think that most people have acne in their teen years, and I didn't. I've always been like at times acne prone. So, you know, it was very normal for me to have like at least a couple pimples on my face, but not acne. So this is obviously very bad in my books. And yeah, there's always going to be more severe cases, but this to me, just for my own body and skin, is extremely severe. And it's been really difficult because it's been really impacting how often I feel like I'm in a slump, because it really affects how I feel about myself. And obviously I wish I didn't have to say that. I wish I could say that my appearance doesn't affect my productivity, but the truth is that it does. And so unfortunately it has caused me to be quite behind on my admin up until this week. I really tried to step it up this week and be like, you know what? If the acne is sticking here for a very long time, I can't waste my life waiting for it to go away and basically just use that as an excuse to not do anything. So I really want to improve on my acne this year. My next goal to do with health is also my digestion. So I have always struggled with this. All of my good friends will know about this issue of mine because I'm a very open person. And so I have always struggled with basically having regular, good, healthy bowel movement. And it's actually something that I probably noticed from the age of 8, just really struggling. And I haven't really had anything really work on me. Like, I know that I could change my diet. I know that I could take powders, but there's nothing that I have found that has genuinely fixed it. And so I actually believe that it has come from my anxious personality. Like, I genuinely believe that all my health issues have come from something psychological. And so I don't think that it's something that can be fixed with some kind of med or even necessarily a lifestyle change. I genuinely think it's all in my mood and emotion. So that's something else that I have been trying to fix and to regulate. It's my tailbone. So some people might not know that I actually have anterior angulation. That's like the official word for it, which basically just means that I was born with a tailbone that sticks out really strangely, and it doesn't help that I'm really skinny. So it makes it very obvious. And so whenever I've like shared a room with someone and they have looked at my tailbone, they are like, oh my gosh, I get what you mean now. It looks so strange. So basically I get a lot of pain when I am lying on my back, or I get a lot of pain when I'm standing up for a long time, let's say cooking in the kitchen, like looking down as well. It's really painful, and it's not just my tailbone area. It literally starts all the way from my mid back down to my mid thigh. Like, it is like such a big coverage of area of my body that hurts. And I've been to the physio about it, but all you can really do is do physio exercises. So that's also what I'm trying to improve on. Basically, I can't change anything about it. I literally just need to learn to maintain it. And one solution that I've been given is actually to build my glute muscle, because at the moment my glutes are really hurting from it, because it's something like it's taking the tension for me because I don't have a strong tailbone area. So my butt muscles are actually really overly tense from trying to compensate as well. I'm sure that I did not explain that very well, but that's just what I've been told vaguely from physios. So basically, because I started going to the gym, I can actually work on my glutes now, and hopefully that will improve. Sometimes, even if I have a flare-up of the tailbone pain, if I literally just do 10 random squats wherever I am, like, sometimes it does alleviate the pain a little bit. So gonna try that for sure. The other one I already touched on, which I haven't been too strict on yet, which I should be more strict on, is stop snacking on sugar, because I'm such a sugar addict. I'm such a dessert person, and I never really crave savory snacks. I've always craved sweet snacks. So I've been trying to have more savory food when I'm home, which is so hard because my mum loves to buy like any type of snack. So we have sweet snacks, we have savory snacks, but I have to tell myself to go for the savory ones and to really try and fill up on just normal meals in general, so that I don't end up craving something sweet, because I definitely think I have like a bad sugar craving. So I need to stop that too. Getting enough sleep. I've been actually trying to be in bed by 10 p.m, which if you told me a year ago, I'd be like, what the heck? That is so early. But now it's just like, that is bliss, you know? And even though I'm not always able to go to sleep because my body is not used to going to sleep that early yet, obviously, eventually I will adjust. And so I think it is very good for my body. And eventually, when I get really comfortable with that, I would love to be able to be a 5 a.m. girly and wake up early, make myself a drink, go to the gym, etc. Especially when Bill and I move out. That is kind of like on my goal list. The next one is the gym. I actually signed up just a few days ago. So I signed up on Monday, and there's basically a deal for my first month. So I could only start on Tuesday. So I've been twice now because I went last night as well. And yeah, it's been great because I have my PT, who is Bill, my husband, and basically he's just teaching me what he knows and what he does, and we just take turns. So I'm not like always on the go. I'm not like trying to decipher what the machines are for or what I'm meant to do with them. I'm just learning from him first, and then obviously as the months go by, I can do separate workouts to him. And part of my membership is actually also going to classes, so I really want to do that someday. And Bill's not a class guy, so the plan is that sometimes if I'm doing a class, he would be going straight to the gym and we can meet afterwards. So that also sounds really fun because I kind of want to just be a Pilates princess girl, so I'm ready for that. My next one is my anxiety. I have touched on this so much on this channel. I've called it an anxious personality or my anxiousness. I haven't called it my anxiety because I've never been diagnosed with it. And I'm realizing now that like, just because I've never been diagnosed with it doesn't mean that it's not a consistent kind of like prevalent feeling in my life. And so obviously, like, I'm not going to go around saying I have anxiety disorder because I haven't been diagnosed with it, but it's just like, there's no denying I want to fix that about myself. So basically, I am going to try and really regulate my nervous system, which I touched on yesterday. And I really just want to be someone who is calmer about life. The next thing I want to do is more on a vague level, but it is to establish our marriage by just really solidifying the marriage in this first year. And what I mean by that is basically like solidifying good habits and good foundations, good premises, expectations for each other. Like, I think it's very important in our first year of marriage because obviously whatever habits we garner now are going to be very hard to get rid of in like 15 years time. So I really want to be able to just have a good relationship. And so far I would say it's going pretty well. I actually think we have argued less since getting married because it's kind of like you're with each other forever, you know, what's the point of arguing? So I think that a lot of marriage has been really, really nice so far. And obviously I hope that it continues to be like that. Plan our honeymoon. So we have a premise of a bucket list of places to go to. Hopefully we are going to make it to Europe. And also our next step is to finalize the dates we want to go next year. It's going to be a very delayed honeymoon, and basically also tell our bosses and put in our leave. I just want to obviously book the tickets and accommodation. The itinerary can come a bit later, but like I just want everything to be sorted and to be organized, and I obviously have all my usual mood boards for it and stuff. So yeah, I think it's going to be really nice and a well-deserved break as well. My next one is that I'm going to travel overseas solo. I'm hoping to vlog it for you guys, and I'm going to be going for work. So if I wasn't married / if I also had the money, I would love to have gone overseas traveling in like my early 20s if there wasn't COVID. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. And so I only went to Melbourne solo, which honestly was enough for me. Like, I've never been like a let's backpack around South America person. I've never been like that. So that's fine with me. But I will be traveling overseas solo in that even though it's for work, I'm going to be at the airport by myself. I'm going to be like going from the airport to the hotel by myself. And I am heading off to Singapore, which is a place I've literally been to and I've actually also been to on this channel. But I just get really anxious when it comes to like the airport. And so I'm going to be practicing a lot of my regulation of nervousness exercises there because, you know, no point worrying. Everything's going to be fine. I just want to come back from the trip and be like, hey, I did that by myself. Like, yeah, obviously I was meeting my colleagues there, but I did the flight and airport side myself. Like, I just want to look back and be like, you know what? I did it. I did the solo overseas travel flight airport. The next one is rest. I feel very unrested, as you can probably tell, and as I have implied as well. I have not felt rested since I got engaged. It's now a year and 4 months ago that I got engaged, and I still do not feel rested from it. So it's been very intense. Obviously, as you can see from the acne on my face, like, I have not been doing well body-wise because my body takes more of the stress than my mental health, I would say. Like, obviously my mental health does get affected because otherwise I wouldn't be stressed, but I feel like my body really takes it very harshly. So I just have not been doing great. I have not felt rested at all. And honestly, this week, because I have made an effort to finish my work and personal admin, I have felt a little bit better than before. But I felt so overwhelmed this past month. Like, I just felt so horrible about life. And yeah, I just did not feel like I was getting a break. Boundaries. And this is the thing, like, I feel like I have some friends who sometimes just don't understand why or how I'm busy, and I always feel guilty because I always feel like I have to explain myself, like, hey, it's not because I don't want to see you. I love all my friends, but I just can't physically take something out of my schedule and put you in it instead. And so that's why I sometimes have to schedule events in a few months in advance, because that's just how my schedule currently is. And so that's what I don't want to happen anymore. I actually am at the age, maybe I'm just getting old too, but I actually want to have a quiet life. And if I said this even maybe 7 years ago when I was like an older teenager, I would have been like, what the heck? Why would I want a quiet life? That's so boring. Like, I'm extroverted. I want to be social. I want to see people. I want to be out all the time. But that's just not me anymore. And I think it definitely does come with aging. But it also has just come from this realization from just being burnt out this year. And as I said, not feeling rested since I got engaged. And it's just been not a good time. Like, I have not realized because I've been in such overdrive. My body has basically like a trauma response, honestly, from wedding planning. And like, it has not been great. So My word for the rest of 2025 and going into 2026 as well, because I'm going to continuously work on this, is to have a peaceful life, to feel peace and to feel like genuinely at peace with my lifestyle, how many days I'm going out a week, how much time I'm getting to myself and to Bill, whether I have moved out or not and really made my own home yet. And yeah, I really just want peace. And so one of the ways that I'm actually aiming to do that is that by the end of the year, I only want to schedule in a couple events a week and have everything else that I have during the week either be like weekly events such as church, or be very casual, such as people dropping in or out to my house or me dropping into their house very randomly, or a fast food run, like just going to Macca's with your friends at night. Like that is all I want in my schedule. I do not want to pack every single day that I can anymore. I used to do that because I'd be like, oh, I feel so bad that I can't see someone for 5 weeks, you know, obviously I'll put them into the next date that I'm free. And then all my days in my whole schedule will be filled up, and like, look at the stress it's causing me. It's just actually so bad. And so I'm kind of done explaining myself to people who question me, because I have had people do that. I know that a lot of people say, oh, it's just out of curiosity, you know, they just want to know why you're so busy. But it's like, I feel like I'm always being doubted and questioned, but I genuinely am that busy and I'm not proud of it. Like, I actually just want to have a peaceful life now. And I genuinely can envision myself when we move out enjoying my mortgage and like enjoying the space I've created as me and Bill's home, and like actually relaxing there, chilling there, either solo with Bill or with friends who want to come over. Like whatever it is, I want to feel at peace. So that is my big word for the rest of 2025. Those are my goals for the rest of the year. If you have any that you'd like to share in the comments as well, even though obviously I'm not an actual influencer, so expecting 0 comments, but if you have anything or anything resonated with you that you do want to share, then share below. But those are my goals, so we'll see how well I do with them. Hopefully I tick at least the majority of them off by the end of the year, but we have half a year to go, so I can't believe it's July already. I literally can remember New Year's Eve like it was just a month ago. So I am really excited for what the year will bring, because I have just made so many new resolutions that I think I otherwise wouldn't have. Like, for example, last year was just all about the wedding. I don't think I really had any other goals. So yeah, I think like it's going to be an interesting one. Let's see if I achieve peace by December. And, you know, in saying peace, obviously, I have to reiterate that I am Christian. I feel peace that comes from Jesus. Everlasting peace from him is different to lifestyle peace. You know what I mean? Like, I just need to have rest. I need to stay chill. I need to not be anxious. I need to not have to explain myself to people who question my schedule. I need to just be chill. So that's my plans for the rest of the year. Thanks for watching.